April 2017.
Yeah, baby.
This year, October 6th. How you feeling? What's the difference between your performance from the first show that we had in Leicester to now?
The one in April.
The April show. So obviously you performed in the April show.
Yeah.
You knocked the guy out, Danny Little, in a round. This year now October. The difference from that show to this show, what in terms of your performance, and how you've improved physically and mentally, what major differences do you think there are?
Everything as a whole is just more refined. Everything's sanded down. Mentally, from that time then to now, you learned a lot. Just in general, you know how it is when you go through life.
Well, it's that sparring as well, like the likes of Jamie Cox.
Yeah.
You was up in Wales recently, innit?
Yeah. Just last week, spent a couple of days down there.
Yeah.
So working with good people like that, things that I experience you can't buy.
Yeah. With Jamie Cox, the people on the boxing circuit know how good he is, and know how good he's in sparring. But with the recent performances against John Ryder and George Groves when he got beat and stopped, people didn't see the true.
You don't get the true reflection. No.
Obviously, he was fighting at super middleweight, and a lot of people are saying he's not super middleweight. He went to those fights, big money fights.
Yeah,
I think he's going back down to middleweight. How good is he being in the ring with him?
Honestly, being in the ring with him, I think you don't know someone until you've been in the ring with them.
Yeah.
And seeing someone from the outside, that was like the true definition of seeing someone from the outside.
Yeah.
Thinking one idea, then getting in the ring. To be honest, he surprised me. He's a great boxer, like a boxer,
which people haven't been able to see. Because again, like I said earlier, everyone on the boxing circuit talks about and raved about Jamie Cox. Even when Eddie Hearn signed him, Eddie Hearn didn't sign him off the back of necessarily an amazing performance. He signed him back off what everyone sort of knows about Jamie Cox.
But no, there's so many more dimensions to him.
Yeah.
So that kind of work there, like I said, you can't. That you can have all the equipment you want in the gym, but work like that, you can't buy. Yeah. Experience is one of those things that you have to is time. So as a whole, mentally as well, I've become a lot more aware of myself, of like just who I am as a boxer, and so everything's just gonna be a lot more.
What are we saying for the entrance music? You got one yet?
I have. I think I'm gonna go with Mavado I'm So Special, because I came out to my last tune. I tried to flip it up every time.
I don't have a clue who that is.
Nah, it's a
clue who that is.
It's a vibe.
Say Rick Astley or George Michael. I might have an idea.
You know what? I was listening to George Michael the other day.
Which song?
And I can't remember, but
you've been going through some shit.
It was on Mellow Magic. Yeah, and boy, it had me vibing.
George Michael is a legend. George Michael,
you know about
I'm waiting for a boxing show when someone comes out to a banging 80s tune. That's what I'm waiting for. Just some or something.
You need to go to one of those shows up in like York or somewhere or Halifax, and they come out to them kind of tunes.
Yeah, but even Fury, remember Fury's entrance music for the comeback fight, the first one? He came out to, it was a mixture of Afro Man.
Yeah.
Then he came out to Return to the Mac.
Yeah.
Was it them two? Was there another one? I think it was.
I think there's they're doing that a lot recently though, isn't it?
Yeah, like, mixing it up.
They've got a lot of mix and match, like even Khan come out to like 4 different tunes yesterday.
Did he come out to the Nas one again?
You know what? I couldn't tell you what he came out to.
I didn't even see it. I was trying to get it on my Facebook live stream. Talking about Fury Wilder. It's not from what I know, it's not confirmed properly yet. It's looking to happen November time, I think. Personally, who you got? And the fight happens November. Fury doesn't have because there's talk of some warm-up fight. Fury goes straight into it. Who you got, Fury or Wilder?
Personally, I don't know what it is that I get. I just get the feeling that Fury's just gonna turn up on the day and just perform. I don't know why. He just seems to have that knack about him that I'm gonna do this. Boom, does it.
I think because if you're going off a boxing point of view and boxing purist, Wilder's been the more active. Jimmy's been. Fury's been through up and down in weights, and the boxing purist, that's not good for your body, your health as a boxer.
Yeah.
But if there's one guy in that division or one guy in world boxing who can go in the ring and shock the world like he did against Klitschko, because the Klitschko fight going into that, Fury didn't have any amazing names on his resume. People were talking about how he got dropped by Steve Cunningham, and how if you can get dropped by Steve Cunningham, then
how's he gonna do this with?
So, but he went in there. hands behind his back, and shot the world. So if there is a guy, again, I lean towards Wilder simply because I'm trying to be, go with the boxing purist point of view. But if Fury turned up in America, came out to some absolute madness of a song and went and shot the world, I wouldn't be surprised myself.
I feel like he's just gonna flip everything on its head.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know what it is, but like the guy, I've been victim to it as well, masked by the boxing purists.
Yeah.
What should happen on paper, what's happening on paper, blah blah blah. But I don't know. With Fury, you just gotta chuck it all out the window.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like when you look at his boxing ability, he's a fighting man.
Yeah.
His boxing ability is second to none.
That's a big one. Even when you see him go in there, and even to have the confidence to drop your hands in there with Klitschko, he's so relaxed.
Yeah,
that's
ridiculous.
what people don't realise. He's so relaxed.
Ridiculous.
Have you ever had a fight when you're in there and you feel, because there's that initial point people think it's all about nerves and fear. Have you ever been in a fight when you just feel so relaxed you can do what you want?
Yeah, quite a few times. It's quite a surreal moment.
Yeah.
But personally, I'm quite a meticulous person.
Yeah.
So I just like things just happen. I do things very. It's not regimented, but I have ideas that I'd like to stay like this, or I like to stay like that, or I'm gonna stay like this.
Outside of the sport.
Yeah.
So you're in for this fight coming October the 6th. I see it's crazy training, heavy camp. So you're either at the warehouse gym.
Yeah.
Then you're down here in the evening.
We do a lot.
It's always about the gyms.
Yeah.
That little spare time you've got in between.
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do to keep yourself busy, keep yourself active?
A lot of the time, I don't really say on training days. The time in between, I usually use it to do something else productive. So I go to Thin Air Clinic over in Coventry, which is a high altitude clinic. So most days I'm there, or I fill it with going
Fortnite. Been playing Fortnite.
Sometimes I go through phases. This is the thing, like even PlayStation.
Yeah.
Turn it on. I probably won't turn it on for 4 months.
Something. Because I go on PlayStation a lot. And you've been online for like 3 days in a row sometimes.
You're lying.
I'm not joking. I'll be online about 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
I go bed. I wake up at 2 o'clock. I'm going back on it. CJ Challenger is still online.
See, I don't know about that. Actually, personally, I don't know. I was on holiday this year. My boys rang me.
Yeah.
And I said, bro, this is costing you a lot of money.
Yeah.
But listen, you've been online for like 5 days.
100%.
I get home. My electricity isn't on.
It's mad because I'm just there and militant CJ is not disappearing. It's just not
militant
disappearing.
CJ,
not at all. Like I'm wondering what's happening. You're just not always on.
No, you know what? Sometimes I don't turn my PlayStation on. I think I got a smart TV in my room.
Okay.
So I just use that for like Netflix, YouTube, that kind of thing. So I rarely turn my PlayStation on unless I'm playing the game. So I go through phases where I'll be on Fortnite all the time.
Oh, okay.
Or I'll game.
Have you got the PlayStation app on your phone?
Nah, but I used to. But that might be why. That might be why it's always on.
I got no idea at all. That's a bit of a.
But you know what though? I love consoles. I love games. But sometimes I feel like I'm like. One part of me feels like I'm a gaming enthusiast. Other part of me just thinks
once you get into it, it can be crazy. I replayed Red Dead Redemption the other day.
My gosh,
you played it.
Best game
I
I've
don't want
ever played.
For people that might watch, I don't even want to spoil it, but I finished it, and there's a song in the credits, and it's like an emotional song. And I finished the game, and I just downloaded the song. And me and my mum were going to get McDonald's, and I've just connected my Bluetooth, and I'm just on the way to go get a double cheeseburger, and I'm just listening to this sad song. And it's some games just hit you.
Yeah,
man.
Just
like,
they put you in that moment. I bet you thought you was riding a horse at the time.
Yeah, 100%. I went on to Gumtree trying to buy a horse and see how much they are. Because honestly, it had me feeling some crazy way. It was such a good game.
Quality game.
In terms of the fight coming up, October 6th, is there any opponent confirmed yet? Anyone know?
No, I do have. I've had an opponent for a couple of weeks now.
I've heard the opponents. It's a bit more of a live one. So it's getting to that point in your career now where it's that step up time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, being patient with it because there's taking that big step. Because with how boxing works and ticket sales, people can really get to a point where they work their way up and lose some momentum. And boxing can be cruel, man.
Yeah, it's so
talented. you don't sell a certain amount of tickets, you don't fight.
For real, it's a tough game in that sense. I think it spoils a lot of people, and like you say, like a lot of talented people can't end up doing things because of these reasons. But it's quite cutthroat, and I think that also, aside from it breaking people, it also makes a lot of people. So it's a double-edged sword, you know. So I think there's kind of a benefit from it.
No, yeah, 100%. Because a lot of the people look at it from the promoter's point of view, and they can be critical of the promoters because the promoters set the standard where they sign a fighter and say, look, you've got to sell this amount
X
of tickets.
amount of tickets.
And as much as it might look bad for the promoter saying you've got to sell this many tickets, if you don't sell them, you don't fight. The promoter has to make money.
Yeah,
the managers have to. The promoters, managers. There's so much involved in boxing. People don't realise that. So when again, supporting a local fighter, it's a very complex situation. So people think going to support a fighter, you pay your money and they're 100% guaranteed getting paid. They're 100% getting a fight, like we just mentioned.
Yeah, you
could be training for a fight. You've got to sell 100 tickets. You think you're going to get that mark. People are saying they're going to buy tickets, so you're depending on them. You get to the point where a few weeks before the fight, those people who said they're going to buy tickets don't buy any tickets. You've trained for 8 to 10 weeks.
Now
you've been dieting, killing your body, sacrificing time with your family, and you get to a point where you go to your promoter and say, look, I've not sold any tickets. From the promoter's point of view, he needs to get paid. You're not going to be able to pay you, because fighters pay their opponents off, and he gets to a point where you've done all that sacrifice and you might not even fight.
It's real tricky. No, I've had it before. Even people have bought the tickets the week before. I can't come. Can I have my money back?
That's mad.
Then it's then on top of that, like you're training, like you were saying, you're training your sacrifices, your this, your that. Mentally as well, it's hard.
That's why I think it's so important. Like, you seem to got that circle around you. I've noticed from the start of your boxing career, and I'm talking the amateurs. So in the amateurs, when you had that show at Leicester, when you became Central Area Champion, a lot of your boys around you then, you've got around you now. It's that circle. Most definitely. It's growing. Those people you've had around you from you as amateur, in your 20s. So you sort of by that age, I feel like you'd found that circle of guys. It's a tight knit group.
Luckily, I've had the same group of friends, and just happens to be my circle of friends is very, like, the circle is vast. So, but luckily we'd still around each other. We still see each other every day, like more when you can. But so luckily, I've got that behind me, and it's not for any reason. It's kind of just all I know. It's one of those ones now. It's just how it's been for so long.
What advice would you give to, let's say there's a young boxer out there, amateur boxer, he's won a few regional titles, he's not a GB champion, anything like that on a GB squad, he's looking to turn pro, he's about 20 to 21 years old. What advice would you give to anyone right now who's amateur looking to turn over? What stuff would you warn them of? So give them a heads up, say it's not all what you see, it's not all the flashing lights. And
I was actually thinking about this the other day. I think now I'm 8-0. So I feel like I've been in the game for a while, but not a while, but I've been long enough. But then I start thinking about when I was just turning over. You know, everything's so rushed. Like personally for me, in my head, I feel like I've got to do this now, I've got to do that now, I've got to do this. You just have to relax into the whole thing. That is one of the biggest things. Like, then when everything's rushed, then it plays into your training. Then mentally, then you think, oh, I've not done this, and I've got to do that, and blah blah blah. You know, it starts to affect you in a lot of other areas. You just gotta relax, take everything in your stride, and just take it as it comes. It's
almost like people a lot of the time want to make these big decisions, and I say this loosely, like for an Instagram bio. So whether it's amateur boxing, professional boxing, they want to get these big, make these big decisions in their life simply to impress others. So even possibly turning over too quick or doing stuff simply for the likes, because social media is playing a massive. While social media has its benefits in the boxing game,
it's how the world goes these days, though. People do a lot for everyone else now. It's for the look. It's for I'm doing something because you might think that I'm good for that.
That's true.
It's one of those.
October 6th, Any shout outs for any sort of sponsors or anything?
Yeah, I got a shout out to Askew's. Askew's accountants. Without them, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in now. It's typical. Used to work for them. Left the place because obviously you can't work these two lives together.
Yeah.
Had to take the plunge. When without them, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in today. So big shout out to Askew's accountants.
October 6th, 9-0. That's the plan.
See you there.
Nice one. Cool, bro.